Well, after months of anticipation, the new Little Mermaid film finally released to theaters over the weekend. As expected, the film is garbage, and I can offer that review despite not seeing it for the same reason that I don't need to go order a Whopper at the new Burger King down the street in order to assess the quality of the food. I already know that the fries will be lukewarm and soggy. The bun on the burger will also be soggy. The mayo will be scalding hot because they put the whole thing in the microwave. And the entire meal will be 3,500 calories, but I'll still be hungry 45 minutes after eating it because the food is made out of congealed grease and has no substantive nutritional value. I also know that the employee who serves me the food will scowl at me because he hates every customer who commits the sin of trying to patronize the establishment where he works. He'll also speak in a barely audible mumble so that I have no idea whether he even got my order or not. And then when the food comes out, it'll be clear that he didn't get the order right, but I'll just leave with the wrong order because it's not worth the trouble of trying to get a practically catatonic customer service worker to correct the mistake without making additional mistakes on top of it. That is the Burger King experience, no matter which location you happen to be patronizing. And the same goes for Disney's cash grab remakes and for almost everything that Disney produces, even if they aren't remakes, because after all, it's not like Disney only makes remakes. They also make sequels, and they make sequels to remakes, and they make remakes of sequels. Altogether, Disney is the fast food of the cinematic world. They churn out the same sludge over and over and over again. There is no creativity. There is no artistic inspiration. Nobody involved has any love or interest for or in the projects that they're working on. That's the point. Like, nobody involved in it actually cares about the story. The people involved in the Little Mermaid remake had all the creative passion as the guy working the fry machine at the Burger King. It's the same kind of thing. Disney isn't trying to tell great stories anymore. They're just pumping out content for the masses and things for us to mindlessly consume. That's all they care about. That's how I know The Little Mermaid is bad, because there is not one single person involved in the project who cares about making it good. I also know it's bad because the reviews say so. And it's not that I trust what reviewers say, of course. It's that I trust what they don't say. You can't tell much about a movie by reading what the critics write, but you can often tell everything you need to tell by reading what's in between the lines. And in this case, the reviewers have generally agreed that The Little Mermaid is derivative and pointless and unnecessary and dull, and it has dreary animation and some subpar voice acting. Yet they've given the film high marks anyway, based on the sensational performance of the lead actress, Halle Bailey. The critics, they wouldn't dream of outright panning a film starring a black Little Mermaid. They have to find a way to like it, otherwise they'll be racist. And these are always the most damning reviews. Not the ones where critics give the film a thumbs down, but the ones where they're contorting themselves into all kinds of ungodly shapes in order to find a way to not give it a thumbs down. Though some critics were more forthright in their criticism. The New York Times review from film critic Wesley Morris does praise the movie, of course, for its diversity and noble intentions, but it says that it's missing some things. Specifically, Morris laments that the story lacks, quote, joy, fun, mystery, risk, and flavor. And that all makes sense so far. The Disney content engine is specifically designed to avoid risk and instead produce fun content that is entirely devoid of fun. But Wesley goes further. He also says that kink is missing. Yes, Wesley Morris of the New York Times feels deeply wounded that the new Little Mermaid movie is not kinky. It apparently does not highlight any deviant sexual practices. There are no fetishes put on display or even discussed. And Morris is surprised by this, I guess. Those of us who have seen Disney's trajectory in recent years may be sort of surprised by it too, but the difference is that we are pleasantly surprised, whereas Morris grieves. He can't believe, he's so sad that there's no kinkiness in Little Mermaid. People are raving about Genucel products. My show's editor, Jeff, can't live without Genucel's wide range of products. If he didn't use Genucel daily, he would look like a lifeless corpse sitting in front of a monitor day in and day out. Nothing works like Genucel. It's a family recipe that's been perfected over 20 years by a compounding pharmacist who works in small batches and with only safe, natural, cruelty-free ingredients, which is, as always, so important to me. Just in time for the warm weather, our friends at Genucel are including 2 springtime essentials in their most popular package, the Ultra Retinol and Dark Spot Corrector. Ultra Retinol contains a powerful retinol alternative that is safe for your skin. Their Dark Spot Corrector will help reduce sunspots. Plus, you'll still get Genucel's world-class under-eye bag therapy to help alleviate puffiness. Genucel promises immediate effects. You'll see results in 12 hours guaranteed or your money back. Try Genucel's most popular package for 70% off at genucel.com/WalshYT. All orders are upgraded to free shipping, and every subscription order includes a complimentary spring spa box with free spa essentials. So go to genucel.com/WalshYT, genucel.com/WalshYT. Now, this criticism is bizarre and gross, to say the least, and it was originally going to be the actual subject of this cancellation. But plans changed when I stumbled upon something else related to the new Little Mermaid. Apparently, Disney did not simply remake their own film shot by shot. They did change a few things. They made the cast more diverse, of course. They also added a couple of songs. They changed some of the original songs to make them more politically correct and inoffensive to the modern ear, but they also added one or two new numbers. One of the new numbers is a song performed by the seagull character, voiced by a comedian who goes by the stage name Aquafina. Now, this song has gone viral over the past couple of days, but not for the reasons that Disney would prefer. I'm not going to make you listen to very long. I can only play a very short snippet of this. Anything longer will violate copyright laws, also probably the Geneva Convention. But here it is. Listen.
Hey, wake up, wake up, wake up!
What?
Hey, have you not heard the scuttlebutt?
Your butt?
No, the gossip, the buzz, the who said what, who does that, yeah, the scuttlebutt. Well, I was flying over land and sea and ear to the ground. Then I came flying here for you to see and hear what I found. Remember the swamp? Remember my song in the swamp when I was like, wham, chicka, wham, wham, chicka, wham, wham.
I remember.
Well, ever since, the what's his name, the guy with the hair in the shirt?
The prince.
Yeah, the prince has been dropping hints.
Now, in some ways, this is an appropriate song for The Little Mermaid because listening to it makes me want to throw myself into the sea. Words cannot capture just how terrible it is. If I heard this song and then over the next 12 hours, my house burned down and I lost my job and I was diagnosed with a terminal illness, the song would still be the worst thing that happened to me that day. If I had a time machine, I would go back in time and kill the person who invented music before they could invent it, just to prevent this song from being made. It would be better to erase music from human history altogether than to allow this song to exist. This song, you know what it sounds like? It sounds like what might happen if you put a group of deaf schizophrenics into a room with a keyboard and a bunch of pots and pans and recorded the random noises that they produced. And what makes this so especially sinister is that little kids will watch this movie. And the intelligent children with good taste will hear that song and they will cry and they will turn to their parents and say, "Why is this happening, Mommy? Please make the bad sounds go away." But the less discerning children might like the song. And then they'll spend the next 7 months listening to it on repeat as their parents slowly go insane. There will be parents who play this song in the car in order to satisfy their whiny kids, which will create extremely unsafe road conditions. I mean, texting while driving is dangerous. Driving under the influence is even more dangerous. But most dangerous of all is to subject yourself to psychological torture while trying to drive a minivan full of kids down the highway. That's what's going to happen now. What I'm trying to say is that I don't like the song. And the most damning thing I can say about it is that it perfectly represents the modern Disney. When people utterly bereft of creative skill try to create something of their own, this is what you end up with. It's like if to go back to the Burger King analogy, it's like if one of the teenage fry cooks at Burger King actually tried to make a unique dish using the ingredients available in the kitchen. You'd end up with some ungodly abomination that makes the soggy Whopper look edible by comparison. So there's a reason these companies just stick to the formula. All they have is the formula. They don't have the ability to do anything different or interesting. Disney has chased all the real artistic talents away. They're left with a woman who borrows her stage name from a bottled water company. And this is what you get from her. There are creative people left in the world. There are artists out there who make great films, make beautiful music, other forms of art. They do exist. Good art still exists. It's just that you're not going to get it from Disney. And that is why Disney is, in the end, once again, canceled. That'll do it for this portion of shows. Move over to the members block. You can become a member today by using code Walsh at checkout for 2 months free on all annual plans. Hope to see you there. If not, talk to you tomorrow. Godspeed.